If you have been on K-pop Twitter this past weekend, you might have heard some very disturbing accusations being made around the CEO of 143 Entertainment, the company that houses iKON, as well as their newly debuted group, MadeIn. I've seen loads of hashtags going around, but I didn't completely know what was going on. Then I got asked to make a video addressing the situation. So I'm throwing together this video as fast as I can, so if more information comes out or something develops, I will make sure to keep you guys updated in the comments. But I wanted to make a simple but a comprehensive timeline for those who might not understand what happened, as well as some advice as to what you as a K-pop fan can do. If I end up missing anything that is very crucial to the situation, please let me know down in the comments. Okay, let's get into the situation. So before we talk about the situation that unfolded this last weekend, we need to talk about who is involved. MadeIn is a girl group that debuted on September 3rd of this year under 143 Entertainment with the song Uno. The music video garnered criticism for their heavy usage of AI throughout the video, but the group's debut overall was received well, as the group had a decent amount of pre-debut fans. Some of the girls had been in a group called Limelight, while two of the other members were in Kepler, those being Yeso and Mashiro. Let's quickly talk about Limelight. Limelight was the group that ended up being reformed into MadeIn. The members of Limelight were Miyu, Suhye, and GaEun, the main subject of today's video. This trio as Limelight debuted in February of 2023 with their EP Love and Happiness. They had multiple releases and promotions as a trio, but it was always assumed and kind of known later on that the group would have some changes when Yeso and Mashiro's time in Kepler came to an end. In July of 2024, Limelight's social media accounts were rebranded into MadeIn, and the company started preparations for a fresh rebrand with a new lineup. MadeIn has 7 members, consisting of the Limelight members Miyu, Suhye, and GaEun, as well as Yeso and Mashiro, along with 2 new faces, Serina and Nakomi. From what I understand, all of the members besides GaEun have participated in some sort of survival shows. The oldest member, Mashiro, was born in 1999, and the youngest member, Nakomi, was born in 2007. The member that we will be talking about for the most part, like I said before, is GaEun. I'm just gonna cut in here as while I was editing, I realized that I did not mention this. When this situation was happening, GaEun was only 18 years old, which makes her a minor in Korea on top of everything else. I just wanted to add that in here, as though it doesn't make or break the seriousness of the accusation, it certainly does not help. For the label, 143 Entertainment is a more recent label, founded in June of 2020 by Digital Master. Right now, their only groups are MadeIn as well as iKON. The other key person in today's video is the CEO of this company, Lee Young-hak, who is the alleged assaulter. Before I continue, the only reason I will be using words like allegedly and such is not because I do not believe GaEun, but only because I do not want to get sued. I stand with GaEun completely, but just as a precaution, I need to be careful with my verbiage. Now, the situation starts behind the scenes around November 11th, when the company announced that GaEun would be going on a hiatus. In their announcement, they claimed, quote, GaEun recently visited the hospital for health reasons, and following the medical team's advice that she needs sufficient rest and stability, she has decided to temporarily suspend her activities and focus on recovering her health. We apologize to all the fans for worrying you with this sudden news, and we ask for your warm support so that GaEun can meet you again in good health as soon as possible, end quote. Now, of course, people took this at face value, as it is pretty common these days to see idols go into health hiatuses for various reasons. But people started to worry, as at the same time this announcement was made, GaEun deleted all of her Instagram posts, unfollowed 143 Entertainment as well as the CEO, and took the group's name out of her bio. People worried that she was leaving the group, while others said not to look too much into it, pointing out that other members did not follow the group or the CEO on Instagram either. But with nothing more than speculation, fans hoped for the best. However, on November 22nd, an episode of the show Crime Chief was aired that sent fans into a panic. In this episode, claims were made that a member of a multinational girl group that made their debut in September had come out and accused the company's co-founder and CEO of inappropriate sexual behavior. According to this member, who we will call G for now, had invited her boyfriend to join the group's dorms after a performance on October 5th. When the CEO found out about this, he allegedly proposed that G should act like his girlfriend for a day. In a conversation that had been recorded with G, she stated, quote, I asked the CEO, please let me end my activities with this promotion. That's my wish. He replied, if I grant your wish, will you grant mine? And then said, my wish is for you to be my girlfriend for a day. Will you do it? End quote. Ji claimed that during this conversation, the CEO repeatedly tried to become physical with her. He allegedly tried to kiss her by force, trying to use his tongue and licked her neck and ears, and inappropriately touched her even though she refused repeatedly for over 2 hours. Although Ji felt conflicted, she wanted to continue her career as an idol, so she agreed to the CEO's request of being his girlfriend for a day, assuming that this would involve a casual outing together. But Ji stated that the CEO had locked them in the office, groped her, forcibly kissed her at a movie theater, and kept touching her sexually despite her repeated protests. In the episode, a legal representative of the nameless company stated, quote, "The member told the CEO, if you let me stay in the team, I will be your girlfriend for a day. She also asked to see a movie. There is video evidence of the two riding in a car together and their interactions seemed normal," end quote. So the legal representative is accusing Ji of being the one that made the suggestion, which even if she did, the CEO would still be in the wrong. He is the man in a position of power over the young members. The show says that during a meeting that took place between the CEO and the members' parents, the CEO allegedly stated, quote, "I made a clear mistake," end quote. When one of the members' parents confronted the CEO about taking member Ji out for late-night movies multiple times, the CEO allegedly stated, quote, "It only happened once," end quote. At first, the CEO denied any wrongdoing, but he did eventually apologize to the parents after he was continually pressed by them. Allegedly, he promised to step down from his position and refrain from having any further contact with the members, but said that it would be difficult to disband the group due to the involvement of the shareholders.
마음 편하게 우리가 맡겨놓았을 때는 거기에 대한 진실을 좀 알고 싶어서 어떤 일이 있었는지 제가 명백히 실수한 게 맞고요. 대표님, 어제도 말씀드렸지만 그 실수가 아니었잖아요. 대표님이 그동안도 이렇게 좀 애들을 사심으로 많이 대하셨잖아요. 랑 그동안 심야 영화 많이 보러 다니셨잖아요. 아니요, 딱 한 번 맞습니다. 그 말에 따라주지 않으면 말도 안 되는 불이익을 주셨다고요. 저희가 상식적으로 느끼기에는 정말 벌이 아니고 이거는 애들 고문이에요. 아직도 미성년자인 거 아시죠? But shortly after saying that he would stay away from the members, he joined them on a flight to Japan and sat next to member Ji. Ji and the other members were of course upset, and Ji stated that she had been trembling with fear the whole entire flight. Following the situation, Ji went on hiatus, stating health issues. Allegedly, the CEO tried to manipulate the other members of the group by painting Ji as the aggressor and the issue. Allegedly, he even said to them, quote, "If this goes public and the company suffers, do you know how much compensation you will owe?" end quote. 더 아이들을 이제 앉혀놓고 가해자고 오히려 자기가 피해자다라고 아이들을 세뇌를 시키면서 이게 만약에 공론화돼서 회사가 문을 닫거나 타격을 입으면 얘네가 손해배상 얼마를 물어야 되지 않냐. 그리고 계속 같이 할 거냐 말 거냐. 걔네들한테 OX로 답을 하라고 얘기해갖고 애들이 얼마나 겁을 먹었는지 세모를 얘기를 했대요.
If you don't understand, this refers to the contract idols are under. Most idols sign a 7-year contract, and for whatever reason an idol wants to leave the contract prematurely, the idol has to pay the company, as them leaving early ruins the investment of the company. Examples I can think of right now off the top of my head are Daisy from Momoland, who was asked to pay 1.1 billion won to enter contract early and leave. Another example is a situation that is happening with NewJeans right now, as they said they could potentially leave prematurely to escape Hybe. The show claimed that the CEO insisted that no sexual misconduct took place and that any physical contact like hugs were all consensual. The parents of the members, however, stated that the sexual harassment claims were true and asked the CEO to cut all ties with the group and leave them alone. The whole episode we did not get any names, but it was pretty easy to deduct who the show was covering. The show states that the group debuted in September, the same month MadeIn debuted. Yes, other girl groups did also debut that same month, but there's multiple other things that line up with MadeIn's activities. MadeIn is a multinational girl group. One of the members, GaEun, went on hiatus. They had an overseas trip to Japan in the same time frame and such. And GaEun's actions online after the announcement of her hiatus further seem to confirm that she is indeed the victim. As if this wasn't enough to tell that this episode was about MadeIn, throughout the episode, we see blurred clips and photos of a girl group. All of these clips match up with MadeIn's content. In the music stage, we see the girl group wearing the exact same things that MadeIn have been wearing in multiple stages, like for example in this M Countdown stage. They later show photos and clips of the group who are also blurred, where you can clearly see that they are from MadeIn's fan event that took place recently. Same stage, same outfit, and so on. Shortly after the airing of the episode, the company posted a statement onto social media where they say, quote, "This is 143 Entertainment. We are making an official statement regarding the issue that was reported by JTBC's crime chief yesterday. First, there is no sexual harassment or other sexual content stemming from abuse of power between the CEO and the member that was mentioned on the broadcast, and we are letting you know that this report is not true. Additionally, we would like to inform you that regarding the hotel-related content involving the member in question, their other acquaintances were also there together at the same time. The content reported on the program was based on reported false statements made by other people, not by the member in question. We are clearly informing you once again that the claims are unfounded. We apologize deeply for suddenly giving you a cause for concern through this unsavory matter," end quote. The statement is a bit confusing as they mention a hotel incident. It is assumed that they are talking about when GaEun brought her boyfriend to the group's accommodation. Earlier, I referred to it as dorms. It is not clear if she brought him to a hotel or a dorm or some other accommodation, but that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And to me, it just sounds like they're saying, "Don't worry, y'all, her boyfriend wasn't the only one there," which no one is even questioning. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but it sounds like they're trying to put the focus on the fact that GaEun has a boyfriend, which is a very questionable action by the label. This whole statement is just an absolute mess. The company is also not the only ones who are seemingly focused on the wrong thing, as I've seen so many people focus on the fact that she has a boyfriend, which really has nothing to do with the situation at the end of the day. But because she's a young female idol, the quote-unquote crime here is her having a boyfriend. It also seems that GaEun has been forced to refollow the CEO and the company again on Instagram, probably for damage control. This also does not seem to be the only time the CEO has harassed an idol under his label. In this video, we see the Limelight members in an interview, and Miu brings up the CEO, claiming that he would say things like, "You know I love you, right?" It is now a few days after the airing of the episode and the statement from the company, and the group and the company itself have been completely silent. The only thing that has occurred is the company had turned off the comments for the group's recent posts. But fans are rightfully absolutely outraged. They have started hashtags and campaigns in support of GaEun and the other MadeIn members. The only update that we have so far is that the Child and Youth Media Rights Network made a statement about the situation, but to be honest, it's pretty shit. For the most part, they just go over the accusations, so I won't read the whole statement in full, but if you want to go and read it, I will put a translation in the description. But here are the important parts. Quote, "The allegations are serious and Company A has denied them, stating only that they were untrue. The testimonies that were broadcasted are very specific, but given the reality of the K-pop industry, where agency representatives hold absolute position of power over rookie idols, it's not just a matter of fact. With the exception of very few successful idols, the world of an agency representative is absolute for an idol who is about to debut or has just debuted. After years of hard work to make their debut and being locked into exclusive contracts, the agency has the power. A legal dispute over the contract is enough to jeopardize the idol's career. It is shocking to hear the stories of sexual violence perpetrated against teenage members using the overwhelming difference in status. Korean society needs to reflect on the power relations that exists between children and adolescents that make such a thing possible. In the K-pop industry, which demands that idols erase their individuality and function only as commodities, various forms of oppression and violence are inflicted on individual idols and trainees, and they are forced to accept them, and these choices are often masked by the glamorous success of the stage, only to be brought to the surface when incidents like these occur. The willingness of the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism to intervene is questionable, but it also lacks the legal obligation to do so. The current Popular Culture and Art Industry Development Act provides for corrective measures for unfairness in contracts, but it does not specify measures for violations of youth health and learning rights in the process of providing services. In the last National Assembly, a bill to amend the act, which included the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism authority to conduct investigations and inspections, came close to passing but was scrapped due to opposition from the entertainment industry. There are more than 6,000 registered entertainment agencies that work with children and adolescents, but they are not well managed or verified. It is imperative that the relevant ministries intervene responsibly in this case, and that the National Assembly discusses legislation to improve the weak system. End quote. So this statement basically said, sucks, oh well, we can't do anything, which is absolutely infuriating. The industry does really not give a flying fuck about the victims of assault. I truly hope that a better statement will be made soon and actions will be taken to properly investigate the situation. I also just want to say that overall in the Korean media there's a lack of attention to the situation. Most articles that do touch on the subject just go over the accusations and leave it at that, basically telling readers, he said he didn't do anything inappropriate, so what can we do? It seems that everyone is ignoring the issue. This is a huge issue in Korean media. Although I get treading lightly about these sort of topics outright, not caring is not okay. Korea has some very weird defamation laws where people can't be sued for reporting the truth if it makes someone look bad, which makes no sense. This encourages news media to tread very lightly and hardly ever speak against entertainment companies. The group's scheduled event in Japan on the 30th has been cancelled due to various circumstances. There has been a Change.org petition made in support of GaEun, as well as a petition to get the CEO away from the members. According to this Twitter post, the Surge 143 CEO sexually harassed a young female idol started trending on Weibo as well, reaching over 5.8 million views. Fans are calling for a boycott of the group and the label itself, so what can you as a viewer do? Boycott, share the word, and don't let this behavior slide. You can sign the Change.org petitions that I will link in the description. You can share the hashtags on social media and boycott. No streaming anything from their company. Unfollow all social media. Do not buy their albums. And overall, do not give any monetary support of any kind towards MadeIn, 143 Entertainment, and even iKON. We cannot let the situation be ignored. GaEun is a victim here. It is clear as day to me and so many other people. So please help me by spreading the word, and I will leave all relevant links down below. That is going to be it for this video, unless something else happens before I get the chance to upload it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.